Pat McAfee was asked a simple question on Twitter and used it to completely demolish the Colts team. He says that their laziness and unprofessionalism will lead them to another early vacation, saying which is probably what most of you entitled bums have been hoping for. Those are some harsh words from a former player with a loud voice. All of this started when one person tweeted, "I hope Pat McAfee does not hold back on the state of the Colts tomorrow on the show." And I'm sure this guy thought this was not gonna be anything. He was just talking to the ether. But then Pat McAfee emptied his whole journal about the Colts as a response to that tweet, saying, "I said what I believe to be the truth about the team, and a bunch of, quote, Colts fans on the internet were trying to get me booed out of the city. Current players who have won nothing during their entire tenures, starting using me in my face and paint me as the enemy in the city I've committed my life to. And in the end, everything went just like I fucking said it would. In the biggest moments, everybody with a brain knew they'd crack. And they did." A blind person could see the red flags on this team. Work ethic questions never happens on good teams. Preparation commitments never happens on good teams. Late to meetings never happens on good teams. Late to and skipping treatment never happens on good teams. The franchise quarterback tapped out of a game on third down in the red zone because he was tired never happened in the history in the NFL. They're setting records for the wrong thing. That's literally the only thing you need to tell someone who knows ball, and they could tell you everything about this team. Hey, the franchise quarterback, who's a professional athlete getting paid millions of dollars, and the face of a multi-billion-dollar franchise, tapped out of a game because he was tired in the middle of the season. Not in the playoffs, in the middle of the season. What would they say? "Oh wow, that team has no chance," would be their immediate response. And to the surprise of nobody, that was the response by everybody who's ever played or coached the game before. But Colts blogs and fans who have been covering the Colts since 2020 and more recent knew better than everybody, started personally attacking me and trying to kick me out of town. When I said Joe Flacco gives us a better chance to win than AR immediately after the tap out, I would have said whatever backup we had on the roster. That can't be what the face of your team is doing. Just can't be. And to a bigger aspect of it all, somehow AR thought it was okay to do that. The fact that he thought it was okay to say that out loud is the worst part of it all. Why are you so comfortable saying that I'm gonna tap out of the game because I'm tired as a quarterback? You don't have to answer that question. You don't have to answer every question that gets asked of you just because they asked it. You can answer the questions however you want. But to be fair, being tired is not a terrible answer. It's just terrible because he's a quarterback.
To AR, I think he learned his lesson.
I think so.
Don't you think?
Yeah,
get back in.
Can't tap out.
Can't do it.
Can't do that. You're the guy.
He knows now.
The way Chris Collins, exactly. He learned his he understands. And the way Chris Collinsworth described it last night, as the video of him yawning was shown on the screen, I think they potentially did him a little dirty there.
Sure.
You can bank some footage of him when he's not doing stuff and show it as if it's live with him on the sideline. But literally at this exact moment, Chris Collinsworth saying, the quarterback's the general of the team. And when the general of the team is waving a white flag, that's not necessarily like a good message to the rest of the building, to the rest of the team. Amen. I think that's what our messaging was at the time. Nobody that had been around football had ever seen it before with Anthony Richardson. But I think he learned his lesson.
I think so.
Can't do it anymore.
Nope. How's he going to get better if he doesn't play?
Exactly.
Well, if he was to watch somebody that played great, that would be good. But what happened, you see, was they played the worst they've ever played.
Yeah.
So I would like to put hand up. That one's on me. I was on the wrong side of this entire thing. We need to start thinking about the future of this program. Okay, we need to start thinking of the future of this organization. Yep. But also in the meantime, we win some games, we're still in this till the end, which is what every team is feeling except for 8 of them. Let's go to
But as Pat McAfee was saying, that's a locker room issue. That's a culture issue. That's an indicator of a loser attitude radiating through a building that was built by greats. I have no idea how they fix it. I don't think it's like a light switch. All right, we're gonna become pros now, but maybe it is? What do I know? Oh wait, how this was all gonna work out? I knew that. As a multiple year season ticket holder, not renewing, and someone who has actively daily attempted to be an additive to this beautiful city, I hope they become a good franchise again. The city deserves it. The OGs in the Colts building deserve it. Equipment managers, trainers, ticketing, PRs, the people who work in the building, the people who sell the hot dog, everyone who works in the building. Because they don't change. They don't get traded to different cities, which may be funny, but may not be funny because they're not millionaires. So uprooting some people's regular life for no reason is crazy. But on the flip side, the players and coaches in that building deserve whatever happens to them. Your unwarranted arrogance, laziness, and lack of professionalism has led you to another early vacation, which is probably what most of you entitled bums have been hoping for. I don't speak for the city, and I don't speak for all ex-Colts players because I was only the punter. Nominated for the Hall of Fame 3 times now, but nonetheless, I speak from my own perspective. I've never seen a group waste opportunities, talent, money more than this group. Cheers for the shoe. Pat McAfee did not hold back. What do you think about the situation? Is he right? Is this just a part of being a fan of a whack team and a poverty franchise? Let me know in the comment section. Peace.